Shifting focus now to the banking space, India's banking sector gets a stark warning. That is based on a sharp read emerging from the latest threat intelligence report from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, along with the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. The Computer Security Incident Response in Finance and Cybersecurity firm CISA. Now, they jointly flagged the banking, financial services and insurance sector as India's most exposed digital frontier. In their second digital threat report, the headline finding should worry every bank CEO. 6 of 7 threats predicted last year have already gone from theory to full-scale reality. The gap between a hacker discovering a weakness and exploiting it has collapsed from years to weeks. The report's core insight is AI asymmetry. Attackers now automate what once needed specialist teams, while banks' defensive systems lag behind. That's not speculation. Recent industry data backs it up. A survey of chief information security officers from the banking, financial services and insurance sector found 43% believe attackers have outpaced their defenses. Still, only 19% raise security budgets by more than 10%. S. Krishnan, Secretary of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, said, and I quote him here, India must build resilient software and hardware systems to withstand cyber threats. The report showed that India's mid-sized banks and non-banking financial services firms are the most exposed. They face 1.6 times more attacks per organization than global peers, largely due to underinvestment. The new 4-layer gap framework reframes breaches not as single failures, but as chains of compounding weaknesses. That includes credential theft, cloud exploitation, and supply chain gaps, stacking up until trust itself collapses. With an 18-month roadmap now on the table, the real test is whether India's financial institutions can close this gap before the new attack arrives.
I think India is leading the way. If you look at it, 49% of the world's digital payments is done out of India. And if that has to happen, there should be an inherent trust in the entire ecosystem. And I think as a country, we have done phenomenally well. In fact, many of the measures that we have taken is ahead of the rest of the world. And that's one of the reasons why it has actually been successful. Obviously, there are a whole set of problems that we have. But if you compare for the rest of the world, I think we have done a phenomenal job. But is that good enough? Obviously not.
According to the Digital Threat Report for 2025-26, organizations have policies on paper but no operating model connecting security, legal and business teams. Digital payments are projected to hit $3.1 trillion by 2028, 35% of total banking revenue. That is a growth story regulators want, but one that expands attack surface faster than compliance frameworks adapt. AI-driven agentic commerce are now being flagged as 2026 core security challenge, and the picture sharpens the report. It shows that India's financial digitization is outrunning its own defense infrastructure.